Into the cloud.
Great. Thanks so much, Alan. I'm so happy to introduce my friend Laura Herman. She's a residential mortgage ninja with Loan Depot, and she specializes in working with veterans and women and first-time home buyers. But tonight she's going to be sharing with us her work with Helping Paws. She trains dogs for service supported assistance. And so I'm going to let her take it away. I know she has Gladys here with us tonight to show us all the great work that they do together. Laura?
Yeah, thank you so much, Renee. And thank you all so much for having me. I've never done a demo with Gladys virtually. I'm used to being in front of people and like feeling your energy. So I'm a little nervous because I can't feel any of y'all's energy. But as Renee said, during the day, I am a residential mortgage lender, mortgage ninja. So I help people get financing for buying a home. My sweetheart is a veteran, and so I love working with veterans because I think that some mortgage companies can find it overwhelming. There's just a little bit more to that process. If any of you have bought a home, you probably know that. And what a lot of veterans don't realize is that you can actually use that veteran loan over and over again. So there isn't a limit on it. During my off time, one of the things that I do is I volunteer with an organization called Helping Paws. Helping Paws is a nonprofit in Hopkins. And last December, gosh, I don't even remember. It must have been December 2021. I picked up a 7 to 8 week old puppy named Gladys. We got to name the dog. So one of the things that's really cool about Helping Paws is that all of the foster home trainers get to name the dog. They support people with physical disabilities and also veterans and first responders with PTSD. Gladys and all of the dogs are very different. They're each unique, just like people. We all come with our own personalities. And Gladys she's full of personality. And today I tried doing some training with her to get her like pumped up and amped up for this. And she just was not jamming with me. So we'll see how much I can get her to do in front of the camera. But when she is not actively working, I'll show you. This is what they're trained to do, is just, can you see her? Yeah, there she is to just lay by me and lay on the floor anytime that we're not actively working together. Gladys, come here, mama. Come here, baby girl. You can't see her, but she's not complying. So by the time the dogs go through the training process, we have them for about 2.5 years. So we pick them up when they're about 8 weeks old. And then I picked her up on a Saturday. And by that following Tuesday, we were in puppy class. So this is a volunteer thing that I do. And many of the other foster home trainers are volunteers as well. So we completely support the dog. We pay for all their veterinary bills. We pay for their food, for their toys, everything like that. And then after the 2.5 years, they get matched with either that veteran first responder or someone with PTSD. I personally think that Gladys will be with someone like a veteran or a first responder because she is really empathetic. There have been a lot of opportunities in the past year in my life where there's just been a lot of pain and grief. And so she's had a lot more exposure to that than some of the other dogs do, which is why they put them in homes. So when she's not working, when she doesn't have her vest on, she's a normal dog. She is crazy and has a lot of energy and is not always good and likes to eat toilet paper right off of the roll. So they're dogs, they're not perfect, but Helping Paws has just seen how life-changing these dogs can be. And one of the very first things that we do when we get them as a puppy and through their entire life is anytime there's a loud noise, we give them a treat. And we teach them and we train them that when there's a loud noise, they don't need to be afraid. One of our veterans shared that this has been really helpful, that we call them graduates once they have a dog. He was outside and I don't know if it was fireworks or a car backfired or what happened, but there was a really loud noise and it was triggering to the veteran. And he started to experience some anxiety and some panic. And he just looked down at his dog, who wasn't scared and wasn't afraid, just really calmly sitting there. And just having the dog with him and seeing that calmness was so reassuring and helped bring him back to the moment and knowing right now I am safe. I am not reliving that experience. And just being able to touch that dog and have that tactile, I'm not in this alone. Here is my buddy, my companion. So they're trained for all public access. They go to restaurants. The very first time we went to a restaurant, we went to Original Pancake House in Edina. They just sit under the table. Most times people don't even know that there's dogs there. So we do all of that training with them. And then once the matching process starts, the dogs really pick the person. So Helping Paws will say, I think that I have a dog for you. And the dog will be introduced to the person and you can just see the connection immediately. It's magical. It's beautiful. And then they do training. So the person who gets the dog every day for, I think it's 4 weeks, if they've never had a Helping Paws dog before, they'll do training with them for 4 weeks, so that they can learn all of the skills that the foster home trainers have been working with them on. And if they're the person that Gladys is matched with, let's say that they take public transit a lot, once we get to that matching and we know that Gladys is going to be with that person, then I would start taking her on more buses on the light rail. We've already been on the light rail. We went to the airport. We went through TSA security. We boarded a plane. So she has all of that training already. And because she would be a service dog, she can go and be in the plane if her graduate, if her person is traveling. So I'm just going to bring this. My phone, sorry. Bring this down here and see if you can see her. Come here, Mama. She doesn't like the heat, so I think that it being so hot today, she's just feeling a little bit like she doesn't want to work. You still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We can see her too.
Okay, come here. Can you come over here? Side. So we teach them through different ways, we'll start doing really different things when we're training them. So for instance, when we're training her side, that means sit on my right side. We start by bringing them over with a treat, and then we use hand treats, and eventually she's still in training. Just me saying side, she'll come over to my side. That is heel. Come over here. Try again. Come over here. I have too many things in my hands, so it's throwing her off. Come over here. Heel. When we train them, we use a clicker. I'll click it for you so you can hear it, but it's kind of annoying, probably especially through Zoom. So anytime she hears that click, that's us capturing the moment that she did something really well. Have any of you used clicker training? It's hard probably can't say it out loud, but the reason why we use clicker training is so that we can catch the behavior in the exact moment that she does something good. If you are training a dog and you say good girl, or you say yeah, or you treat them after, that time between actually being able to get her the treat or rewarding her behavior, it can be confusing for them and they don't always understand what behavior they're being rewarded for. Come here. Come over here. Gladys. Come on. She's normally better than this, I promise. She's probably feeling my nervousness. Come on. Gladys, come on. Light. Try again. Good. Could you see that? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. One of my favorite things to do with her is to turn on the light because she loves it so much, and it took a long time for her to get it. And so it was just one of those things that's really rewarding when she does it because it took a long time. And we start with just like a rocker switch like this. Push, tip. And she knows now, she's like, okay, I'm going to push that and be able to turn the light on. And then we graduate up to just like a traditional light like this light. And she turns it on. So some of the other things that we train her to do is brace. And this has been helpful for a lot of veterans too, because sometimes as veterans are getting older, and like all of us are getting older, certain injuries can start to get worse. So we teach her brace. and then we can use her to help us get up. She also, one of my other favorite things to do with her is have her take off my socks. She is so good at it, and she loves taking socks off. So when we started doing this, we trained her with a really big fluffy mitten first. Do you like that? Yeah, that's a girl. Tug. I tried doing this before too, and I was like, Gladys isn't going to do this in the heat. Tug. I think she's just not really vibing today and feeling it because it's so warm. But this, when the dogs are finished with their training, I'll move it down so you can see her better because she's the star. When the dogs are done with their training, they're valued around $30,000. Just because the training is so extensive. We take them to class every single week. We do demos, we go to the airport, we go to restaurants, we do a bunch of different things with them, take them to grocery stores and teach them proper etiquette, teach them how to walk next to a wheelchair. Every week in class, we're all sitting in wheelchairs so that they aren't afraid of the chairs. We teach them different hand signals. So let us watch, tip. One of the very first things that we teach them is watch. And the reason why we do that is because if they're out in public and there's other people walking around and there's just a bunch of busyness, the dog, we really want them to be in tune with their person. So when we first get into a new location or a new store, watch. Mama, try it. Gladys. Watch, tip. Eye contact is usually her love language, so I can tell that she's not as good today, but it's just so that they can remember, okay, this is a new environment, but my job and what I'm doing right now is to watch my human and support my human and make sure that they're okay. So we work on that with our, also depending on someone's mobility, we teach them sit first, and then we actually just use this hand signal where all we do is this, which is really helpful if you're bringing her to a meeting or you're bringing her to a restaurant and you don't want to disrupt anything that's going around you, or if you're out at happy hour with your friends and Gladys is with you. It's just a really easy way for you to do this, and she'll sit. One of the other hand signals that she knows, Gladys, watch. Try again. This is supposed to be drop. Can you drop? I'm going to turn the air on and maybe she'll work better. Hold on.
She may be tired.
It's a good girl. You want the air? Okay. Come here. That's it. Good girl. All I had to do was turn the air on. She heard that magic noise and was like, okay, I'll do something now. Come here. Come on. Sit. Sit. Can you shake? Tip. When we meet people out in public, if they ask to say hello to dogs, because you're not supposed to walk up to a service dog and start petting them. And the reason is because when they're tuned into their person, if their human needs something and there's people around them like making kissing noises at them or trying to talk to them or coming up and petting them, it can be really distracting for the dog. And a lot of the time when I do demos in person, I don't let anyone touch her until after the demo is over, because all of that attention and that love from other people can kind of pull her out of her work mode. So when I put her vest on her right before this, I put her vest on and she immediately just went and laid down. She knows when her vest is on that she is working, that she needs to be calm and tuned into me. Right before I put her vest on, she was like pulling on my other dog's collar and playing and running around and grabbing my sweetheart slipper and like just being a normal dog, which is one of the other reasons why I wanted to volunteer and I wanted to do this, because I wanted to see what the life of a service dog in training is really like. And these dogs are so loved. And they are just so happy to be with their person and to be serving their person. There are some other veterans that I've talked to, some graduates who have their dog, and the difference that it's made in their life is just, it's outstanding. Sometimes I don't think people realize how much they could benefit from having a companion with them and having somebody there to emotionally support them. But the veterans who have it, like once they've gone through it, it's just changed their life. And especially for people who maybe have some anxiety or aren't as comfortable in social situations, having the dog is so much easier for them because everybody wants to talk about the dog. And it's so much easier for people to meet people and expand their circles because everybody wants to talk to the person who has the dog. I mean, look at her, she's beautiful. And she, like when they have their vest on, they look so cute. Helping Paws only works with Goldens and Labs. And one of the reasons is because those two breeds are there to please people. It brings them so much joy to work with people and to please people. And the other reason is because I have her, it will probably end up being 3 years before she's placed. They're just a little bit behind because of COVID, and they get eye exams and hip exams, and they just get examined so thoroughly to make sure that the veteran or the graduate or the person with the physical disability has a dog that is not high needs. If Gladys were to have allergies or something like that, she would have a career change. So then she wouldn't be placed because we would never want to put that burden on the person who's matched with her. I started to say something before and I had a point to why I was saying this, but I don't remember what it was. They also learn like to pick things up. She really probably won't do this with the heat because this is one of her least favorite things, which is weird for a retriever. Oh, I was gonna say, this is what it was. The other reason why we choose Goldens and Labs is because when I have her for the 2.5 to 3 years, she then goes on to a new home, and like a border collie probably wouldn't handle that transition as well. But golden retrievers, it's so much easier for them to transition to a new human and a new home. So that's why they choose those breeds. Are you ready? Do you want to get it? Are you gonna do it and not embarrass me? Huh? Get it? That's a girl. Bring, give, tip. That's a good girl. That's so good.
Yay.
So we use a bunch of different objects with them. She picks up greeting cards, credit cards, driver's license, keys, wallets. And it's amazing to see the different personalities in the dogs, because each one of them, I truly believe, was born for the person that they are matched with. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Those are my treats. I did a demo with a different dog whose personality is just so different than Gladys's. Like, if you dropped your wallet 85 times, that dog would pick up your wallet 85 times. Gladys just doesn't enjoy it as much, which is another reason why I think she's destined to be with a veteran or a first responder, because her strengths are strengths that dog doesn't have. And oh, that was a good girl. I didn't even know you still had it. Thank you. Yeah, so Helping Paws, if someone is interested in applying for a dog with them, the veteran program is one of our biggest programs. There are tons of veterans who get paired with our dogs. Please reach out to me. I can put the Helping Paws link in the chat for you, but I can also connect you with individuals within the organization. I know the staff very well. It's a very small team. Or if you have questions or you want to meet Gladys and touch her in real life, please let me know. It really is like a life-changing program for some people. Do you have any questions? I'm also used to being, one of the reasons why I like to be in a room is because I want you all to interrupt me and ask me all the questions.
I'm going to stop the recording and then we can ask the Q&A portion.
Okay.